Are you struggling with the messy Excel sheets that full of blank rows? Let's fix that together. Because in today's video, I'm tackling one of the most common questions I always get. How do you delete the blank rows in your dataset? Now, I'm sure you can select the entire blank row like that, right-click and press delete. But what if you got a large dataset? Doing that manually is a nightmare. So in this video, I'll show you 3 different ways to get it done quickly and efficiently, and by end of the video, I'll tell you what is the favorite one for me. But also I'm curious which one you will prefer. Drop your choice in a comment below and let's get started. Before we start, and as usual, let me tell you that the file we'll be using in this video is linked below in the description. You can download it and follow along with me step by step. Let's have a look to the table that we will working on it for our today's video. It's a very simple table that containing different columns. The first one is a project title, the category name, subcategory name, currency, budget and type. Let's go now for the first method we will use in our today's video to delete the blank rows. The first method here is depending on a specific condition. Which one is that? It depends on that you will have a column that can be treated as an identifier. For example, if we have here an identifier as a project title and we need to delete all the rows that not including the project title, whatever it contains all other category or subcategory, currency or everything or not. For example, this one in row 3 here, as you can see, it contains a project title and the category name subcategory is not found. So here we don't need to delete that. We only need to delete only the rows that not including the project title in it. So in order to do that, follow my steps. First, we will go to the last row that including in our data like that. It's row 1097 and then we will select it and from our keyboard press Ctrl+Shift+Home. That will select the entire column. And then we will go for find and select from home menu and then go for go to, then special and finally select blanks and then click OK. Now as you can see, only the blank rows are selected in the selected column we previously checked. So in order to delete these rows, we need to go home menu and then cells, delete, and then go for the second option we have, it's delete sheet rows. Let's click on it. Immediately all the blank rows are deleted now. Also another way with a shortcut to do the same method here, let's select again our entire column, Ctrl+Shift+Home, and then from your keyboard press F5. Now you will have go to window. We will click on special and then we will select blanks, then press OK. Now it's selected and from your keyboard you can press Ctrl-, and from this delete window we will go for the entire row and then press enter. Now everything is sorted. All the blank rows based on the project title is fully deleted. The second method is using the filter tool, and the advantage of using this method is that you can use whether you have an identifier column or not, but actually it will require a helper column. So let's get back, and in this method there is no specific column we will depend on. We will need to have the count of the columns here. Here, for example, we have like 6 columns, so we need to make sure that every row including 6 values. How we can do that? Let's try it together. Let's rename that as is blank, and then let's start typing equal CountA and then select the entire row inside our range or our table, then close our bracket, press enter, and then we can go to the last cell in our table and select the entire column, press Ctrl+D from the keyboard to drag the formula till the end. Now let's use the filter tool. Select the column header and then from your keyboard press Alt+S and then let's filter everything is less than 6. For example, the 0, 4 and 5. So all of these showing that these rows are not including the full data you need. So you can delete it, or instead of that you can press again on filter and only highlight the zeros rows. For example, like that. Let's select all these zeros and then from your keyboard press Ctrl-. Now Microsoft Excel is asking you, would you like to delete the entire sheet row? Let's press enter. Now everything is sorted. Let's clear our filter now and select that, clear the filter. Now we have all rows are included without any blank rows at all, as you can see now. And for sure you will still find that not all rows are including values. If you would like so, you can repeat the steps again and select everything is not equal 6 from here and delete that row. Let's move now to scenario or method number 3, which I personally favorite because it's depending on the Power Query. So let's try that together. Let's select our entire data like that using Ctrl+Shift+N from our keyboard and then go for data menu. Then you will choose from table or arrange. Let's click on it. Now as you can see, Microsoft Excel is trying to convert the data into a table. But what if you don't need to convert your data to be a table and you need to work on it as a range or as it is? For that example, we will need to select our data and rename it or give it a name range or rename the range. And also we can buffer ourselves by selecting more rows for the upcoming data. Then you can select here this area and give your data a name. For example, we can rename it as data set and press enter. Now, whatever you are selecting in your sheet, worksheet, or workbook, when you click on that arrow and select dataset from it, it will get back to the range that you already renamed before. Now, let's try that from table or range. As you can see now, the Power Query editor is being opened and it's loading the data that you already selected or give it a name as a dataset. The data is now loaded. So all you need to do in that page is to go for Home menu and from Home menu remove rows and then select remove blank rows like that. As you can see here, there is no any fully blank rows, only the cells are blank, but the row itself should include value. You will not see any blank rows in your data set. Now, at this point, there is no need to do anything else. All you have to do is to close and load your data. You will see that new worksheet is being opened right now and there is external data is being generated. You will see here that your data is being structured as a table and you can also change the format of that table. The cool thing about using this is that it's dynamic, totally dynamic. So if you get a new data or a new row in your data set, this table will be detect that and will be refreshed based on that. Let's give it a try. So let's move again to the data set and let's get to the last row. Let's add, for example, a new row and rename it as a test and repeat it here. And for example that, let's type a random number, for example 500, and will be a fixed price. And let's go for our table and then go to the last row like that. All you need to do here is to right click on it and then click on refresh. As you can see here, the test row is added. And if there is any blank row before our test row that we already added here, this is a totally blank row. Let's get back to the data set and then refresh. You will notice that it's not appearing at all. Why that? Because you are using a Power Query which is dynamic enough to detect that and remove all the blank rows. That is the magic of the Power Query. Also, the good thing, whether you need to keep it as a table or even summarize it using pivot table. If you would like so, you can right click in your connection and then use load to and then choose pivot table report. Then you can select as a new worksheet, press OK, and here is this warning because if you are loading your data into a pivot table, the entire table will be deleted and will be only remaining the pivot table. Let's press OK. Now, as you can see, the dataset is deleted from dataset 2 here, and there is a pivot table created, so you can summarize your data, adding your budget to your table, and do whatever you need with your dataset, summarize it, adding the currency to the row side to have like the sum of budget for each one of these currencies, and etc. And at any certain point, if you would like to delete this connection to your data, it's very easy to do. What you need is to right click on it and then click on delete. Now your dataset is being deleted after pressing the delete button. There is no any connection or any queries inside the queries and connections. That was a really exciting video for me to explain these 3 different ways to delete the blank rows. I'm really curious though which method you like the best, so comment below and let me know now, as I'm personally like the Power Query one, as I find using such tool with knowing a little bit about it, you can achieve so much more. Finally, hope you liked this video and enjoyed it. If you really did, don't forget to give a thumb up and make sure to subscribe not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And also remember that the file we used in this video is down below in the description. You can download it and try it by yourself. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.